Greetings, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to my channel. My name is Mar. I am the founder and healing artist at ICU Wellness and ICU Sanctuary. I am an energy healer, sound healer, a alchemist, and many other things. But I'm here today to deliver your energy update for October. So I used to do these energy updates weekly, and then I stopped, pivot. My guides had me pivot, and I felt called today to deliver a message for you all. Today is October 1st. Today we have a full moon in Aries, and this month is going to be very, very interesting energetically and very, very charged energetically. Not only that, but this month of October, we start the month with a full moon, and we end the month with the full moon on October 31st. Halloween. So this month is bookmarked with very powerful energies of release, of cleansing, of going deep. Not only that, but we will be going into Scorpio season too. So I just have a feeling this month is going to be really, really big and deep as far as our healing, personal healing, and also collective healing. Now, with these energies being very, very big and very intense and very like triggered this month and all year, all months really, but this month specifically is calling us to be extremely extremely mindful of what we let in, extremely selective of the way we participate in the world, and just extremely compassionate with ourselves and of others. So anyway, without rambling too long, I would like to get started with this reading. I already have some messages that came straight from Spirit that I might read for you, that I downloaded and I channeled, but I also did an oracle card themes. I pulled some themes for us so that I can guide this conversation. So if you would like to get a notebook, go ahead and do it. If not, just be open. Just be open to receiving the messages that are for you. This is an energy reading for the collective, what's going on collectively. But I encourage you to please use your intuition to extract the information, the messages, and the nudges, okay, that are meant for you, okay? All right, so a couple of days ago, actually, during my cleanse sound bath session, I felt called to draw some cards and do a October reading. And I received 3 different cards that I then added on for this reading. So the themes that came through for October, pretty strong. The first one being anxiety. And you can see in this card, you see the skull and all these like creatures coming into to the skull, to the mind. And so what I understand from this theme of anxiety is that right now there is, in this whole year, there's a sense of increased anxiety and information. Of course, we are in an age of information and we are more connected than ever, although we're not really connected. We're more plugged into, let's call it what it is, the matrix, more than ever. We're plugged into these social media platforms that are simulating reality, but that are not real. And so what that does to our mind is a lot that we are not even able to understand until probably a few decades from now, and how much the impact of not being connected to humanity is doing to us. So with that being said, this month the veil is going to be very thin, and this is across the board. The veil is going to be very thin as far as us connecting to higher consciousness, but also to lower consciousness. We have access to all the consciousnesses, not only within ourselves, but also outside of ourselves, and the ones that we plug into and identify with. Okay, so in many ways, what is bringing us anxiety is the things that we take on as ours and identify as ours. Okay, so know that there's a lot of psychic attack energy, and not everything has to be a psychic attack, right? It's like, it's maybe attack is not the right word, but like, it's almost like somebody comes and knocks on your door and you look out the window and you don't want to answer them, and then you go ahead and answer them anyway. This is what this energy is like. It's like, what are you letting in into your mind? What is crowding your mind? What type of thought forms, energies that you're allowing in, that is then causing you anxiety and filling your mind with darkness, or with just thoughts that are, you know, old or recycled or not even yours. Okay, so this is also a month where you get to you know, Libra, we're in Libra season. Libra is an air sign. It's all about like thoughts. And so what's going on deep within you, you know, pay attention to the contradiction in your own mind, in your own thought processes. And so the next card that we got is Psyche, which I thought was very, very appropriate to, and a continuation to this. There is a sense of like, our psyches are getting attacked. And what I'm getting from this is, straight up, this is mind control, y'all. This is mind control in a world where we're not able to you know, fully like get together with people and like have real conversations, especially with those we don't agree with. Have healthy conversations with those we don't agree with and we don't see eye to eye, and still find the humanity that connects us all. Our psyches are getting attacked. And you know, you think about like the two sides of our brains, you know, like the left and right hemisphere, like the two sides within ourselves, the light and dark within ourselves, the feminine and the masculine energies within ourselves, those contradicting parts of ourselves that must come together within ourselves in order to find some sort of balance, some sort of solace, some sort of hope for the future. And right now, what we're being served with is these like attacky type of creatures. And I don't want to go too deep into this, but it's actually very literal. Like these psychic attacks and these entities, or like artificial, inorganic entities are very rampant right now, and they will be even more in October. So this is just to say that your mental health this month is going to be key. Your spiritual health is going to be key. When we talk about self-care and self-love and all these rituals and practices that we do, this is not a trend. Although some people or some industries are trying to, you know, capitalize on something so vital for us to live through this time and to make it, you know, and to thrive in these times, we have to have we have to have a consistent way of taking care of ourselves that is not just for the Instagram, that is not just to show off or to look cool, or whatever it is that you do it for. It must be about like bringing the two sides of ourselves together, about healing that which has been separated and pushed to the sides together. It's about healing those deep psyche wounds in the psyche that we've been carrying with us for who knows how long. From a bigger perspective, like as I'm zooming out right now a little bit, we are as a humanity going through major shifts in our human consciousness, in our psyche. Our minds want to expand. Our minds want to expand to include not just us, but include others who don't agree with us, others who don't look like us, and entities and other beings that are not even human. Okay, so from bigger perspective, our consciousness is stretching and expanding to hold more of that which we are, to hold more of our truths, of our true beingness that we only know a little bit of it. You know, we only know, we've as a human collective, we've been so focused on identity, on identifying with an entity. Okay, what is identity? Identifying with an entity. And when you identify with an entity or something here, something that was like drawn, something conceptual, like, you know, whatever, I am this, I am that, we limit ourselves from experiencing our true selves, which is beyond those identities. Okay, a lot of us identify with a race, with our jobs, with our titles, with our political affiliation, with our nationality. All of these things that are, you know, they are real, but they're not like super real. They are construct. They are part of this matrix system that, you know, boxes us into one side or another. And in order to heal from that anxiety, to heal from those attacks from the mind, that mind control programming that we've been going through, we must allow ourselves to come together, to allow those two sides of our brains to come together. We must be able to hold contradiction in order to move forward in a way that is balanced. Okay, if everybody would agree with you or would respect you and all of that, you wouldn't be here. It would be too boring to be on earth. Okay, we need that balance, that light and dark balance. And we talked about this a couple days ago in one of my sessions in Heal and Rise experience, and we talked about yin yang and the concept of, you know, opposition coming together to create balance. I mean, yin yang, right? And like, it's all one. It's all one. These two forces are complementary. You get to access, you know, in the darkness, there's an access point. That dot, that white dot, that's your access point to the light. Within the light, there's an access point to the dark, and you keep going in and out of it. So this is all to say that it is really important that we hold the contradictions in one place together. It is especially the ones within ourselves, accepting the differences within our minds, and the incoherence. You know, sometimes like we are quick to judge somebody or something, but then we know that it's not right, but we do it anyway because we're identifying with that whatever identity, the entity, right? So that's the bigger thing. It's about how can we clean our minds so that we can see clearly the contradiction that we individually are, and that we as a collective are, that makes us beautiful and makes us you know, unique, and makes us different and complementary at the same time. Okay, so the next card that came through was spirit. Okay, so I just love that we have like potential for total anxiety and like attacks or spirit. And so what this means to me is that your spiritual work, your connection to your spirit, you as a spirit is much stronger, much bigger than what you're now experiencing, that division that we're experiencing right now as a collective or within yourself. That spirit, it holds all of that together. So if our spirit can, if we can have that connection to our spirit and understand that like spirit holds all of us together, you know, in one place. If we can tap into that, if we can stay connected to our spiritual practices, to our rituals, to our self-care, and stay with spirit, like I said earlier, the veil is going to be thin. So there's huge potential to be totally overwhelmed with you know, anxiety and too much information. And there is beautiful potential to be totally the all-seeing, you know, spirit that you can see from the top. You can have that bird's eye view. You can overlook at everything and see the game that is being played right under you. You can see the game being played right under you, and consciously you bring those parts of you together. So this is about balancing, you know, Libra season, balance, harmony, but not only within yourself, but allowing others to be where they want to be. Okay, we live in a world that is trying to pin us against each other, when I can tell you that the majority of people are literally not even thinking about each other. They are so deep into their own anxiety that they're not realizing that everyone else is like that, and everyone needs healing. Everybody just wants love, and everybody just wants peace, and everybody just wants, you know, calm. The majority, 99% of the people just want love and want to be loved and want to have a nice life. But there are forces coming and telling you that in order for you to be peaceful or to be harmonious or to be whatever, you need to inflict these things onto others. You need to tell others off. You need to you know, use that like fiery, destructive energy, which is very present now. We are in a full moon in Aries, and Aries, Mars is retrograde in Aries. So there's a lot of energy of wanting to project your own demons into others and send them to others. So then you would be the one sending those psychic attacks. You'll be the one sending these, instead of dealing with them from within yourself and healing them from within yourself, as you work with your guides, as you work with spirit to heal those things within yourself. Let me tell you that everything we're seeing right now is a reflection of what's happening within us. We cannot begin we cannot become creators of our own reality if we keep pointing fingers and like saying, okay, I will have peace when this changes. I will have this when this changes. If you stop being this, I will be that. You're still playing in the game. You're still just throwing this at each other, creating more anxiety for your minds, feeding the ego. Okay, we have to transcend that. We have to heal that. We have to accept the contradictions that are us. That's who we are, in order to accept them within other people. And spiritual practice, self-care is the way to do that, because we are dealing with mind control. We are dealing with, you know, very inorganic technologies and algorithms that are running our lives. So, you know, and I talk about this a lot. Also, watch The Social Dilemma to understand a little bit more about that, although there's much more than that. So just keep in mind that we are now navigating some weird times, but we actually have everything within our spirit to come out of this harmonious and stronger than ever before. So there's potential for that. So those are the kind of like the themes that are coming through for this month. The other thing I want to say is around bringing more harmony into the world through your voice, through your frequency. Think about the dominant frequencies that are happening in the collective right now. You know, I'm just like tuning in right now. What are like the dominant things? You know, fear is very much dominant. Separation. You know, blame. Just a lot of fear, a lot of anxiety as well. These are the dominant energies in the world right now, in the collective right now. Okay, so ask yourself, what can you personally contribute to this soup of energies? You know, if the soup is doesn't have a lot of salt, doesn't have if the soup is missing ingredients, think about your frequency as the not only the ingredient that's missing, but the ingredient that's missing to bring balance into this soup. So let's say the soup is too salty. Do you want to add a little bit more, I don't know, sugar or sourness, to bring it into balance? Understand that by doing so, you're bringing balance into yourself, but also adding your point of view or your truth or your energy or your frequency to a reality that really needs you to be whole more than anything, to be whole, to embrace that light and dark within yourself and to show up as the truth. Because it's too easy to follow trends, and it's too easy to follow groupthink, which is really what this is doing. If you're having a lot of anxiety, understand that a lot of it is not even yours. You just subscribe to groupthink without asking yourself, like asking your spirit, is this really how I feel? Like if you feel fearful for your life, or if you feel, really check in. Am I actually in danger, or did I buy into a story that is causing me anxiety and taking me out of my center? That story is no longer working for me. So you're gonna have to reintroduce your energy to the world by affirming what you know to be true. And I'm saying all of this because I've had back-to-back initiations into this, and I had to, really rely on my self-care and my compassion with myself, and accepting those parts of me that really want to just light it all on fire and burn it all down. Because I have a part of me that really wants to do that, but I also have a part of me that is too unbothered to even like give a shit. So but those two are very very contradicting. So by bringing them together, I'm able to be of service in a way that helps you and helps me and help everyone. Hopefully that's my intention anyway. So let's keep moving. I went ahead and pulled a couple more cards from the Work Your Light deck and from the Starseed Oracle deck. So the first one from the Work Your Light deck, I asked about give me like the one theme for October. And the card was transformation. And we have a beautiful full moon behind her right there. And it says, things are changing at a cellular level, deep healing. Things are changing at a cellular level, deep healing. Okay. And we see here, we have the full moon, we have, this goddess on her throne, the DNA strands. And so know that everything that's happening now is helping us move into a bigger place, a higher place. We are not moving backwards, even though it might seem like we are. It's like our collective is retrograde right now, but it's actually not moving backwards, because even planets, when they are retrograde, they don't move backward. They just appear to move backward. So that's I feel like that's what we're going through right now, is like we appear to move backwards, but we are not technically moving backwards. I can assure you from a spiritual higher perspective, we are moving forward and doing really well, okay? However, on a human level, these changes are happening on a cellular level, on a DNA level. Imagine like we have DNA that's being activated right now for the better or for worse, like these deep trauma that being activated right now that we carry with us, and we're like, I don't even know why I'm feeling like that. I've never had an experience like that in my whole life, but maybe your ancestors have. Maybe you're connected to other collectives that's the main storyline. And so there's a lot of these like unearthing that is happening, and things are moving slow, and we feel like we're moving through molasses right now. But I can assure you that even though we are retrograde, we are still moving forward, and there is deep transformation available to us and available to those who really are ready to look at that, that the evil twin within themselves. You know what I mean? And when we do that, we really stop projecting into somebody outside of us and having them be a mirror to what's going on within us. Because really what's going on right now is, you know, we are seeing our shadows being personified, like they're living beings who are showing to us our shadow and our unhealed and unloved parts of ourselves. So in order for that transformation to happen, transformation, the way I understand it is, or I see it now, is an alchemy, is like bringing these different different materials together and molding them, merging them to create something new. And so when you're in this alchemical process, things get really weird, things get really glitchy, and you know, things get a little funky, but then it creates something interesting. So the idea, the vision that I'm seeing in my head is like you want to make bread, right? And bread is delicious and amazing. And so I love bread. But like you have the flour and then you have the yeast. And like this by itself does nothing. But when you bring them together and then you add water, which is life, and you mix them, and this creates this amazing, crusty, delicious bread that is, you know, crunchy outside and yummy and soft inside, and it's just like beautiful creation. So but that when it's going through that alchemical process and it's rising, that bread is rising, it gets like inflated and it feels like it's getting sick or something. It just looks off, and like you don't want to mess, you don't want to eat it, it just looks and smells weird. But once it goes through the alchemy and through the water and through the fire and through the cooking, the end result is going to be beautiful. So just remember that we are going through a big alchemical process as a collective. Remember that things are changing so deeply, and try not to, for your own good, unplug from the mind control stuff, the media, the news, the social media, the bullshit. Like unplug from man created content and plug into spirit content, the ultimate content. Plug into your Akash, plug into your intuition, and stop plugging into the very thing that's bringing you anxiety that then you create, bring it to life in the world. So sit on your throne today and every day this month, and just remember, when you are in despair, remember that it might seem like we're going backwards, but we are not. We are not going backwards, okay? And finally, the last card that I got from the Starseed Oracle deck, which I thought was just on point, is it says weight of the world. And look at this character here. She's almost drowning. Look, her face is the only one like still above the water. So I feel like this is very much captures what's going on energetically in 2020 for all of us, is that many of us actually are just like surviving, you know, just like keeping their head above water, like taking their trying to take that deep breath and just to kind of survive. Okay, so what this says here, weight of the world, boundaries, let it go, it's not yours to carry. Boundaries, let it go, it is not yours to carry. So on point. Yesterday we did an energy practice for Heal and Rise as well, and we talked about like we did a movement practice, and we got to like bring up a lot of these heavier energies. And one of the questions when we did our journaling practice is it even mine to carry? And someone said, it is not mine to carry, but it is mine to heal. And it resonated with everyone in the group. And that's exactly it. You might feel like you're swimming in this sea of emotions, in this sea of stuff, and realize that like you need boundaries. You need to know where you end and where others start. It is not yours to carry, but it is yours to heal. Okay? You don't have to carry on the weight of the world right now. Don't carry on the weight of the world. Please, not right now. Because that's a perfect recipe for this. Because if you think that you are here to save the whole world, and while you're ignoring yourself, that is a sign of imbalance. That is a sign of imbalance, okay? If you connect to your intuition, you connect to your guides, they'll be the first ones to tell you to chill out, to take care of yourself. Take it one step at a time. Take it one step at a time. So you need to set boundaries with the very things that are bringing you down every day. Why do you keep energizing the very things that are bringing you down every day? People, habits, whatever, TV shows, you name it. It's going to probably feel a little difficult or challenging to set these new habits, but it is necessary for transformation if you want that transformation. Not everybody's going to go through that transformation. I mean, they're transforming, but not everybody's going to want to sit on their throne. Not everybody's going to want to do that. Some people are going to give their thrones to some other entity to sit in, and that's okay. It's not your job to save them. It's not your job. Take off that weight. That's not yours. That's not yours. It is yours to heal within yourself, but it's not yours to fix that which you didn't create. Okay? So let it go. Remember that it is not yours to carry. The things you're carrying with you, the identities, that's what it is. The identities that you signed up for, that you feel like now you have to carry. It's like identities are like these lineages. It's like, we do this. This is who we are. I am this. We start to identify with these structures that keep us boxed. And then we have to take on, it's like take on this mask or this way of being that matches the identity. Otherwise, when we start acting outside of this, then we might be, castricized by this identity group. They will be like, well, you're not one of us because you're not doing this and this. This sounds like prison. Okay? It doesn't sound like freedom. It doesn't sound like you being the full spectrum of you being your spiritual self, which is more than just the right or left, more than just the black and white, more than just the dark and light. You are way more than that. You are all of that combined and then some. So remember to this today and the next couple of days, and especially at the end of this month, to continue to shed that which isn't yours to carry. To remember that we are not going backwards. We are moving forward. I promise you. Stay committed to your frequency. Stay committed to finding truth, the ultimate truth within you, your unique truth, and unplug from that which messes up your psyche. So that's all I have for you all today. This is the energy update for October. I really hope that this helped you come into clarity on what's going on. I thank you for tuning in very much. If you want to work with me, you can book a session on the link in bio on my website, icwellness.com. I'm going to have some exciting new things coming up in the next couple of weeks. So make sure you check the website for all that information, all these gatherings and healing sessions that we do together as a community to tackle all of this. So if you would like to work with us in community, please join all those gatherings. And I thank you all so much again for tuning in. Let me know if this resonates with you in the comments. And I will talk to you all very soon.